Welcome everyone to the Power in Your Voice podcast. I am your host, Linda, where we'll be talking about life experience and how it's meant to keep you moving. Often we get up and we mask our hurt and our pain. Yes, that's what I said, life experience. We all have them. So we're going to learn here to deal with our issues and achieve goals because every power has a story. Welcome back to the Power in Your Voice family. It is my pleasure always to come and be in your kitchen, be in your car, maybe you're exercising. Wherever you are, I'm so delighted that you allow me to come and be a part of your life today. Guess what, y'all? I have some amazing family members here with me that are very dear. Jalen is not here with me this week, so I had to bring some more great people on. I have my husband. Come on, say hi to my podcast family.
Hello, podcast family.
All right, you heard it from him. I have my granddaughter here. Her name is Tiara, but I call her Chocolate Drop. Y'all welcome my Chocolate Drop. Come on, Tiara, tell my podcast hello.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all heard it from Tiara. You heard it from my husband, Daniel. I want to celebrate every woman because we are in the month of March, and this is Women's Month. We celebrate you for all of your great achievements, all of your hard work. Even when it was just too complicated, you moved and you kept on doing something great. And thank you for putting a great landmark, great footprints for us other women to follow behind you or to follow with you. So I salute you again. Today, my topic is controlling your emotions. Y'all, I'm here in Alaska, and guess what? It is a great place to be talking about your emotions. When you are living in Alaska, you begin to experience things like 6 months of darkness. You begin to see when light breaks through. And sometimes when you're in that darkness, depression can come. All types of things can come over you because you got to learn how to deal with where you are. And you know for a fact, when you're in a dark place, your emotions can go everywhere. So I would like to bring Tiara on because she experienced this darkness of 6 months. And I'm going to tell you something. I can't tell it like she can tell it. Come on, Chocolate Drop. Tell them something about emotions.
Y'all, so living in Alaska, as Apostle said, there's 6 months of just dark. And last year in 2020, I had to learn how to be able to control my emotions because I had to still make decisions and I still had to get up and be able to move and gain energy off of still having to be in the dark and cold and not really be able to go anywhere, plus COVID. So controlling my emotions was a big part of 2020.
Wow, Tiara, you said something that was so good right there. You said I had to learn how to deal with this. It was cold. My emotions was everywhere. It was a dark place. Couldn't go to school. Tiara is a senior in high school. This is her last year, y'all. And let me tell you something. Tiara dealt with some real things. Come on, Tiara. I got to dig a little bit deeper because how did you make decisions? I'm talking about some good decisions in a bad time. Talk about it, T.
So at the beginning, when I was new to not knowing how to control my emotions, I didn't. I just laid around and I let depression come over me. And it's not that I wanted it to, but I didn't know how to control my emotions. And I never recognized my emotions, which was one of my biggest mistakes because I would lie to myself and say, you're fine. And I wasn't fine. And I was lying to other people saying I was fine. But the thing is, you can't lie to yourself. You have to be truthful with yourself if you're not going to be truthful with anybody else. And so I had to eventually get out of bed and tell myself, look, this is not who I am. I have to get out of bed and I have to move still, and I still have to get energy and I have to talk to people. Even though I wasn't going to school, which really impacted me, I still had to find room to get up and make my decisions.
Wow, Tiara, that is so good and it's so true. Man, I'm telling you, when you are in a dark place, y'all, let me tell you, your emotions can be everywhere. I'm going to bring in Daniel, my husband. Daniel, let's talk about relationship when your emotions are everywhere. How can we continue to move on and not make bad decisions with our relationship? Talk to me, baby.
Well, for one thing, I believe it's like this. When it comes to relationships, don't get stressed out about everything. But also, and again, you got to get up and move. You got to get up and do something different. Don't continue to just sit around with your, as we say, your night clothes on. Don't sit around and don't continue to sit around with just not doing anything. You have to get up and move from where you are and make yourself available, make yourself move, make yourself get up. And that's what I would say to you, podcast family, power in your voice. Get up, speak up, set up, and move up.
I love it. I love it, y'all. You keep hearing us talking about moving. Y'all keep hearing that over every podcast that I have put out. You keep saying, you got to get up. You got to move. Y'all, this thing is real. That means that I got to force myself from getting from one place to another. So I got to learn how to control my emotion. The next thing I need to do is learn how to process life while going and moving. I got to process this thing. I just can't get up. I have to process. Come on, Pastor Daniel, tell me something about processing.
Well, when it comes to processing, you have to look at things and evaluate things. Look at where you are right now. Look at where you can be. Look at where you should be. And if you can process that thought process in your mind, then what you do in your mind you can bring it out front. And that's the problem, is that we don't think about it, the ending. We'll just think about where we are and not where we can be. And I say that is what will set you in depression. Come out of it, move out of it, and get out of it.
I love that. Let me tell you something. If you don't process it right, it can cause you to have bad stress. Bad stress makes you make bad decisions.
Yes.
Wow, when you're in your emotions, y'all, let me tell you something. You'll start sleeping around with people that you know you shouldn't be in the bed with. You start going off on your boss, spending unnecessary money. Yo, we got to process this thing in our life so we can stop making bad decisions. Tiara, tell me a little bit about processing things in your life while you're in your emotions.
Processing is a big step to controlling your emotions, because I'm an overthinker for myself. And so I have to process, what am I thinking about? And at the end of the day, does this really matter, or am I just sitting here thinking about it? And so processing is like taking a cool downer, getting yourself in a quiet place, or even if you've been in a quiet place all day, moving around so that you can process and actually think about it and not just having your thoughts everywhere.
Man, that is good. My brother Tim Rogers just put this CD out, and man, it's a good CD. Them fingers get to snapping, that body get to moving. I'm now taking back my control. Y'all, so guess what? This gonna bring me to a place saying, I got to bounce back from this. It's now time to bounce back from all of these bad decisions. It's time to bounce back and take my emotional back. Come on, tell me something about taking your emotional back, Daniel.
I believe that when you take your emotions back, then you have taken charge of the situation. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people don't take control of the situation. They let their situations control them. I say to you today, those that's on this Power in Your Voice podcast, this is what you need to do. Get up from where you are, make up your mind what you want to do, and move forward. Don't stay where you are, and don't let nobody keep you where you are. I like that.
Don't let nobody keep you there. Now, that's a good thing right there. When you say don't let nobody keep you, what that mean? That means somebody else is in control.
That's right. That means somebody else is in your mind. So get them out of your mind, because if you let them stay there too long, I heard my mother-in-law say this, if you let Satan ride too long, he'll want to drive. So don't let that person stay in your mind. Get your mind off of that person and get your mind back.
I love it, y'all. I told you Tim Rogers made a CD, and the name of it is Made for Me. Man, when Tim put that out, y'all, I'm telling you, it put music in my feet. Every morning I get up to my made for me. Now, I know some of y'all talking about, well, that's relationship. No, I'm made for me. God has fearfully and wonderfully made me. Y'all, I love that CD right there. Y'all, we getting ready to leave here, but let me leave you with some things that I want to leave with a conclusion. And each one of us are going to speak to you. Tiara, lead them something positive that they can do to come out of this emotion.
You have to understand that if you're mad or if somebody makes you mad, they have way too much power in your life. If you're stressed out by somebody, they have way too much power in your life. And so be able to take control of your thoughts and don't sit around and just overthink. And be able to know how to relax and spend time with yourself and know how to love yourself.
I love that, Tiara. Come on, Daniel, give me something before I leave out of here.
I love what my granddaughter said. She said to love yourself. Don't let nobody else control your emotions. Your emotions are just enough by itself with you. And so you do not want to let anybody have control over that. Don't let nobody else take control of your day.
Y'all,
you take control of your day.
It's been our pleasure to come and be with you, and let's talk about these emotions. Y'all, I may have a part 2 to this. So I would like to leave this with you. Do not make decisions while you are in your emotion. Tiara, give me this quote right here before I leave.
Never reply when you're angry, never make a promise when you're happy, and never make a decision when you're sad.
That is what we want you to do. You never do these things. You never make that decision when you're happy. You never make a decision when you're overly emotional. You never make a decision when you are sad. We want to make sure that we always make the right decision. Y'all, it's been our pleasure to come and be with you. I will talk to you next week. Thank you for joining the podcast. I would like to thank you for tuning in to my podcast today. Remember, if your situation is not challenged, it cannot change. If this conversation has been a blessing to you, hit me up on my social media. I would love to hear from you. Also, take a second to share this podcast with your family, your friends, your neighbor, your associate. Everybody is welcome to the Power in Your Voice family. I will be talking with you next Saturday.